is the Big O Show. This 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 is
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. See, getting some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Radio Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated. They offer free 30-day storage, full service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayum is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayum, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayum can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, welcome aboard the beautiful Hialeah Park. It is Thursday. Have you gotten your first $100 there? We got it for you. Use that QR code. Sign up for it right now, baby. And don't forget, if you do have a Hard Rock account already and you do this one, use a different email or a different phone number so you can get your free $100. You know, we're all about making you money on this show. We're the only show in town that makes you money. You know what I'm saying there? You know, the Neutron. Who's doing the Neutron dance? Huh? Who's doing the Neutron dance? I know Brooklyn Rob, who's number one up there. He says, good afternoon, Big O and Sean. Sunday can't get here fast enough. In the meantime, I will keep counting my crypto profits.
What do you say? What do you say? What? What do we got? Who?
Sneak Attack 305 says
Oh, yeah.
Neutron dancing. Good afternoon,
There
Big
you
O
go.
and Sean.
There you go. Because Neutron dropped to like 96, 97, 98, 99 cents yesterday. And I told everybody about Neutron before this dip. And I said, what do you do with dips? And now it's $1.31. You don't panic. No. You've never seen me flinch in the 3 years. Okay. And all we are is in profits now. I mean, every investment we make, we're in profits pretty much. Okay. I won't say I think my V chain isn't fully in profit yet. I got maybe 1 or 2 coins, 3 coins max that aren't fully in profit yet, but almost everything else. And I gave you guys Neutron. And if you want to do the Neutron dance, how about this? How about this, Sean? You remember I gave a list of coins that I just can't invest in that I love? I wish I had the money. I mean, if I had real money, I could make real money. And those of you out there that got the list of coins that I gave you 2 days ago, I gave it to you on Tuesday the 2nd. Okay? Tuesday the 2nd. Let's go over what I just gave you on Tuesday the 2nd. Okay? We start with Vulcan Forge, up 3.8% today. Tectum, up 30.4% today, all the way up to $27.57. When I told you it was at $20 or $21, it's not $27. Swarm Markets, up 5.2%. Alephium, Alepihium, up 42.9%. That's pretty good, right? 42. Almost 43. Demo, up 7.1%. I gave you Hive Mapper 2 days ago. You know how much Hive Mapper's up today? 100.9%. I gave you Pendle. I want you to know Pendle is one of the 5, 3, 4 cryptos that had no dip yesterday. 0. Okay? When I told you about Pendle, it was like at $1.19. It's $1.50 right now. And Pendle is up 15.2%. It's been going up beastly. When the whole market went down, Pendle was up double digits. And then I gave you GameSwift up 4%. Not one is in the negative that I gave you. Not one. And I don't have the money. I just, I'm a working stiff. But any of you if any of you, just tell me if any of you were able to get any of these coins. And because that makes me happy when some of you are making, the money. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear about when Brooklyn Rob tells me, dude, thanks for Avalanche, thanks for Neutron, thanks for, whatever. I get a kick out of that. It's great, and I know that there's a couple of you guys. Sneak Attack is always attacking every time I say something. So I know Sneak Attack is having a great run, and we barely even started this thing, dude. So I know Sneak Attack is all over it, man. But it's fun right now. It's fun right now because a lot of us that like Brooklyn Rob, and I know Lisa's in there somewhere. I know they were bulls in the bear market like I was. They kept buying and buying and buying the dip and buying the dip and buying the dip, and they were fearless the entire time. And that's an investor. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of FOMO people. You're not really investors, but people like that they went through the hard times and they saw through the hard times and they were tough enough to continue investing when it was going down, knowing that it would pop up and then the profits are going to be beautiful. So I know Brooklyn Rob is enjoying it. Jim Gleason, I see here, says one thing that ticked me off year after year for the last 20 plus Is Dolphins always have key people who are needed for big games and out. I don't know if it's the way they train or plain bad luck. I'm going to go bad luck. They have good trainers. This year, there's just so much bad luck.
This year, one of the big players is out because of a decision the coach made.
Right, yeah. Yeah, the Bradley Chubb one, right. Yeah, and it was a non-contact. So it's just freakish. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. But
I'll take it back. Bad luck.
Yeah, it's bad luck too. You know what I mean? So that's all. Ramsey's got to put his big boy pants on and stay at the number one. Well, they don't have X, so that's when he will move a guy around. He normally doesn't like shadowing anybody, but he did do it in that one game when X was out. Now X is going to be out. You're probably going to have to shadow Diggs. I mean, that's just.
And you know what happened last time? We didn't shadow Diggs.
Right. It wasn't. Cater had a terrible day. Cater's very handsy, man. As I told you, he's got to learn how to, and you can't get on his ass too much, but he's got to learn how to dial back the physical nature of his game. But you can't scare it out of him. You can't scream it out of him. You need him to stay aggressive, but he's got to find that fine line. He hasn't found it yet, but he's there, man. He's there to make plays and all that. So it's just one of those little things that he's got to figure out so he can become a really good player. I like Cater. I'm a Cater fan, man.
And he's become that Brandon Jones, right? The blitz. He's always getting the quarterback.
Yeah,
it's been a pretty good play.
And against the run, he's going to be great. He's going to hit the hell out of you. I like the kid a lot. I'm a huge Cater fan. Okay, but hey, young guys have to grow up, and you got to give them some time. Jim says this game is flat out a physical game. Avoid the cute and finesse crap. If points are there, take them. No playing off wide receivers by 10 yards. Yeah. Well, he's got to do better. That's my point about Mike. He's got to be a better head coach and make better decisions in the game. I see Chad. I see Joseph. Miles Deep. Elias. Gonzo, true Finn fan, not looking forward to Sunday, but as I've always said the last 35 years, I will watch and support no matter the outcome. We have no choice. We love our team. Yes, sir.
Dumb question because I think I know the answer to this, but Buffalo will know their positioning.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they're going to be in the playoffs because of
they
the other.
They know it all.
Right? So
they know they could be possibly
eliminated by that point.
Which is the most desperation thing in this
game.
That
was going to be my point. Like, how desperate would they get?
Oh, they're going to be
if they know it's playoffs or nothing.
They have to win. They know they have to win. Like Miami loses and they know they're still in the playoffs. And they can just say, fuck it. Barry Jackson was saying that, and I saw the guys from 3 yards carry repeat it. That they film a lot and they take little excerpts of it, and you can't take too much out of Hard Knocks. That's a whole load of shit, dude. Okay, I could take. I match your actions with your words. That's what I do. So. I see how you act on the field. I see that mistakes are constantly happening. I don't see any kind of repercussions from it. So you tell me. You know what I mean?
And the actions of the players.
That's my point. It's my point. So, I'm not buying any of that. Your actions tell me even more than your words. The words said on Hard Knocks is it's not even close to the indictment of the actions on the field. So, the aforementioned Lisa Rose. It's all or nothing, Finns. Please, let's send those Jills home. Life is so hard here in Rochester right now with all these cocky Bills fans. It will be unbearable if we don't get this win. I know. I hate having this feeling going into a Dolphins game. I hate having no faith and not feeling good about a matchup. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they come up with a great performance. Will be good for Mike McDaniel, by the way. Will be really good he really needs this, actually. When I jack in, Mark Gallagher says defense failed last week because the game plan was to stop Lamar from running. Well, they didn't blitz the guy. You just left him back there, and then the receivers were running wide open. I mean, super easy. It was a joke. It was really a joke. That defense last week was disgusting. Omar Geiner, Big O Sean, is this Buffalo game our Super Bowl? Personally, for Mike McDaniel, it's an enormous game. That I can tell you, because it doesn't go a long way if you lose, because it's just another sour taste. You know? Dude 67, Ramon Rosa Ramos is in. Big O, will you be wearing the crypto cap for Sunday? No, I won't. They lost last week. I cannot wear the Bitcoin hat on Sunday. I have to work on a new hat now. So we have to try a different hat, a different Dolphins hat this time. You know, because the streak was broken before with the Dolphins hat. So then I got on it with the Bitcoin hat, and we won, and then we lost now. So now I can't wear the Bitcoin hat on game day. I have to start a new streak with a new hat. So let's hope the next hat I pick, they don't lose another game. If they do, then you can blame me. I'm just not picking the right hats. Miami versus Bills division up for grabs. A regular season game never gets more exciting to watch than that. Let's go Fins. Rosendo says, if you keep your faith, you keep your trust, you keep the right attitude. If you're grateful, you'll see God open up new doors. Gus 1388, Jeff in Long Island, Cap for life. Cap for life, always with the negative stuff. 58% Bills fans coming to the Rock. I don't even think that one scalper really knows what the percentage is going to be. But hey, man, listen, if you want to believe that. Now, do I believe that it'll be heavily Buffalo and maybe even pro Buffalo? Sure. Of course. I think there's a lot of Dolphin fans that unfortunately they don't have any faith in the team. And why would you, by the way? That's my point. You're going to be able to pay for like a quarter of your season tickets or half your season tickets by selling those seats. And they're paying really good money. And you've been to that show before where you go and they lose and then you're pissed. And because of the history, and unfortunately, I wanted to tell you this is different now. It hasn't been. So a lot of these Dolphin fans are going to say, this is the same old Dolphins. So do I go with this ticket, or do I actually literally sell it for $500 to $1,000, $1,500 per ticket to some crazy Bills fan? Because you're not going to get a crazy Dolphins fan to pay for an overpriced ticket for this game. They're too nervous to overpay for it and then lose. It's rare to find those Dolphin fans. And so, unfortunately, the team has created this. That doesn't happen with Heat fans. They don't sell their tickets. Why? Because they actually win and win championships and go to the championship all the time and go to the Eastern Conference all the time. I mean, it's kind of stupid to say it, but that's stupid. That's how crazy it is. Yes, the Heat go to the championship all the time. Yes, the Heat go to the Eastern Conference all the time. Yes, the Heat go deep into the playoffs all the time. So anybody that wants to complain about a Dolphins fan selling their tickets, you're a hypocrite. Because most of you would be doing the same thing. You paid $150 for the ticket and somebody's offering you $750, $850, $900, and you've been to this Bills game many times because Sean McDermott is like 12-2 against Miami. I don't blame somebody for saying, yeah, I'm going to take a big chunk of money here. That'll pay for some of my tickets next year. I really don't. I hate to say that because I have zero. I mean, I give them a 5% chance only because every team gets a 5% chance because anybody can win on any given week. In football and any sport, professionals can have bad days and any other team can have a great day and win. But I'm sorry. It's those are bad fans. No, they're not. They're weighing their options, and it's not after you lose that game, you end up being pissed that you lost the game, and then you're even more pissed that you passed up all that money. I know it because I've got a couple friends of mine that have done that, and I've seen them go through it. I don't because I haven't had season tickets for anything in decades. I haven't been a part of that in decades, so I haven't had season tickets. I get, press credentials. So that's how I go to games. When I go to games, I rarely go to games now. I'd rather watch on TV. I get more work done on TV than I would there live. I don't blame the Dolphin fans that sell. I just don't. I really don't. Skylar Tipton, afternoon. No, I know you have little faith this Sunday night, but let me instill enough faith for both of us against the Bills. We're beating them, AFC East champs, and no, I'm not a blind-ass fan. Well, that's up for debate.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
I just wish I had some confidence. I really do. I wish. I just don't have any. Okay. Alexis JC Norval. Thank you for constantly updating us with top-notch Dolphins info every day. Thank you, JC. And we'll keep doing it every day for you, my brother, and even in the off season. Brian Landis, AD Dances. Big O, I got Neutron. Thank you, but Finns need to win. They're stuck in the middle again. 30th year, Paul in Connecticut. Look at Paul. Paul, I didn't know you were a crypto guy. Who, Paul? I didn't know that. Paul in Connecticut? No. That's not Sharon. No. That's Jeff in Long Island. Yeah, you're getting your Connecticut's and your Long Island.
Can't we have our own YouTube channel? Just put your name on YouTube. I have enough to remember.
No, not the Bitcoin hat. It should be retired. No, it is retired for Dolphin games. It'll never be retired at all, my brother. I mean, the number one asset in the world. Listen, I'm sorry that the Dolphins don't win, but Bitcoin does.
Oh, you can never wear that hat again. The Dolphins lost.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the Dolphins don't win a fraction of what Bitcoin does. I'm sorry that I can count on Bitcoin. I can't count. The volatility of the Dolphins is worse than Bitcoin. That's only funny to an investor that invests in crypto. A crypto guy just laughed. You non-crypto people, you don't live the volatility, so you don't know. Anyway, Eddie Pereira, Think Blue Dodgers, Jay Hurd, Finn Rule. Happy heavenly birthday to the winningest coach. Yes, that's right. Don Shula, born in Grand River, Ohio on January 4th, 1930. Don Shula. We lost him May 4th, 2020 at the age of 90. Happy birthday to the best ever. Yes, I'm biased. Always will be. Big O, do you think Cater would benefit from a switch to safety next year, open up the door for Cam Smith? There's no opening up the door, Jay. Cam has to take it. It's called competition. And I'm not moving Cater. He has ball skills. So I'm not moving him out of corner. And I love his physicality. I like Brandon Jones. I've always been a Brandon Jones guy. and he's actually played well considering he's coming back from a knee injury. And I think we'll get a better Brandon Jones next year where he'll be really himself along with Holland. I'm kind of all right at safety. I'm not really that concerned at safety. I'd rather keep Kohu there, and then we'll see what Cam Smith does next year. But I'm not going to worry about that right now with Cam. I'll start worrying next year if the light doesn't go on, then I can start to worry. Dolphins might have broken an NFL record this year with starters missing games and starters hitting IR throughout the season. Yeah, Eric, they had a lot of bad luck. Kosa says retire the digital currency cap. It is. It's retired for the Dolphins games. It's not retired for life itself because, life is good when you're in Bitcoin. Mike No-Go Zones is checking in. I like it. Lofi is in. Tua needs to play a clean game. Everybody needs to play a clean game. Your coach needs to coach clean and not get your players dirty. Eric Storm says Steelers beat the second string of Baltimore and Jacksonville wins. Then the Bills are in a must win. Maybe added pressure, mistakes from turnovers machine. Josh Allen. Yeah, he's been playing well lately, man. Alexis says, I have a question. Can the Miami Heat move and have youth movement? Tyler, Jovic, Bam carry us yesterday versus the Lakers. The problem, Alexis, you guys want to have your cake and eat it too. And then when I do things that I tell you guys that, most of the time on this show, we play chess. Okay? Every other show in town, just being honest. Okay? They're playing checkers. Right? We're 8 steps ahead of everybody in town. Writers, TV, radio. 98% of them were way ahead of all those people. Okay? We say the things here on this show that most people aren't thinking of or don't have the balls. And most of you fans, you included, Alexis, I love you. You're here every day. You are one of the best listeners we have, but you're part of the problem. Were you agreeing with me 2 years ago when I said you had to trade Jimmy Butler? Were you agreeing with me 2 years ago when I said you had to, 3 years ago when you had to trade X? Unfortunately, you have to tear the scab, but you have to do it at the right time. If not, you keep bleeding. If you tear it when it's completely dry, boom, you got rid of it, no more scratching, and it's over, and you got that little white space in your skin, and it'll clear up, and then your regular skin color comes out, right? Right? So these are the things we do on the show, and you don't want to hear it after he has 10 interceptions. Oh, no, don't trade X. Oh, we got to the finals. Don't trade Butler. Okay, but they're going to get old on you, and then you won't be able to trade him, and you won't be able to get what you want for him. But after 10 interceptions, you might have been able to get something. After going to the finals a couple years ago, you might have been able to get something for Jimmy Butler. Quite a bit. Because maybe there's 1 or 2 contenders that might be able to. Remember, not a lot of people can take Jimmy, period. Very few people can handle Jimmy Butler, but there might be a situation or two. Now, as his body, he's the reason why you were a lower seed last year. Because he can't play a full season. Because he can't play 70 games. Can't play 75 games. I mean, you need your stars to play around 75 games. You want to miss 7? Okay. 1 a month or something, pacing yourself, or you got a little bit of an injury, okay, fine. But if you're going to start playing 60 games and you're going to miss 20 games, just can't do that. So this is why we do these kind of things on the show. This is why I told you, you have idiots all over. Oh, Big O says to fire Mike McDaniel. Never said that. At no point did I ever say that. What I said was, again, we're playing chess. Everyone's playing checkers. If he continues to make the same mistakes he's made the last 2 years, Next year, by the end of the season, if we're in the same spot again, a terrible finish and all that, you all will be clamoring for him to get fired. Okay? I mean, I'm tired of doing this, dude. I do this all the time. And the problem is that you guys, sometimes you don't want to hear this because you're not willing to do what it takes. And you play the fanning game. And then when the crap finally hits the fan, now you want to trade Jimmy Butler. Well, now you're not going to get much, if anything. And by the way, because of his salary is so crazy, you will get bad contracts in return. This is why every time Ira comes on, what do I say about an extension? No. No. Because you have to tear the scab off. You have to. Unfortunately, you never got the other star. And because you never got the other star, you're not going to win a championship. And again, playing chess. When they acquired Jimmy Butler, anybody that was watching our show at that time, I don't know where the hell we were. How long has he been here? 5, 6 years? This is like his 6th year, right? Or something? Because he signed the original contract and then the second extension. It's got to be like 6 years, right? Because, last 4. Oh, no. So this is the 5th year, right? Because 4 years, three trips to the conference finals, 2 trips to the finals, right? So it's 4. So this is the 5th year. Okay. So, yeah, this is the 5th year. Okay. So you're talking about a guy that you got to move from, unfortunately. And I said when they traded for him, again, playing chess and not checkers, I said, if you don't trade for a star, you're not going to win a championship. You're not going to get your goal. It's the only way that trade works out. Now, it's been a phenomenal run with him because you've done a lot of winning, right? But unfortunately, you couldn't get the ingredient you need next to him, which is actually a star that's better than him to win the championship. Because you have to have a better scorer than him. And so that's where we all run into issues as fans. And we sometimes don't want to face the reality of what's really going on. You know? And then now you want to trade him, but you're not going to get what you want in return. You're not going to get any real quality in return. You're going to get a lot of bad contracts in return. And that's not what Miami needs. What Miami needs is to get out of this contract, period. So just let it expire and move on. You know what I mean? Maybe you can trade Lowry for something because it's an expiring contract. But unfortunately, Jimmy's not sexy like it used to be. The body doesn't hold up. Cater has not had a good season. 0 interceptions. Buffalo Bills are going to the game plan against them this week. Probably, Eddie. Unless the old man makes a switch and has Jalen follow Diggs around. Michael Lombardo is in. Ariel Saravia. Josh Allen is a master baker in turnovers. Let's hope so. Giovanni says, at least we had a great basketball night last night. Canes and Heat. Yeah. Yep. Canes and Heat. Although there was one depressing one. You saw that, right? Nova, dude. It's over, bro. Yeah, dude. Nova's 62-game consecutive regular season winning streak is over. Their 46-game winning streak overall is over. They lost last night to Florida Southern College 93-82. I mean, they only won 62 straight. They suck. Fire the coach. Jim Crutchfield, what's going on, buddy? You slipped up. You're 62-1. Well, come on, let's go. Yeah. Florida Southern College. They're in the American Conference. So there you go. Anyway, no, not the Sunshine State Conference. I'm sorry. Let's see. Dan B says, Big O, we need a win Sunday. Shame what happened to Tyreek's house. He needs to call Welton Rayom. Well, it's kind of solved already because it was his kid playing with a lighter, and we all play with fire. I mean, I don't know if there's a boy in the planet or in the United States, because I don't know how they do it in other countries. But I think every kid is playing with fire. You know what I mean? And some of us screw it up big time, and some of us get away with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably one that got away with it, because we all did some fire crap somewhere. I don't think I did it in the house, but definitely outside in the backyard. Oh, for sure. We were blowing up all kinds of shit and doing all kinds of crap. But, what are you going to do? Kids are going to be kids. And the best part is that nobody was home for Tyreek, okay? And let's be honest. Everybody's safe. Everybody got out of the house. Nobody was there. Nobody suffered any kind of injuries. That's the best part. The really bad stuff about fires, it's the memories, man. It's the personal items. I hope, obviously, we all have insurance, and so the insurance is going to replace the house. You're going to fix the house. You got insurance. That's fine. It doesn't replace the pictures. It doesn't replace, in his case, trophies. It doesn't replace mementos, things that, I don't know, it's like I have stuff in my studio that my daughter did for me when she was really young, her handprint and all kinds of different things. She made this glass cup for me so I can put my pens. I still have it to this day in my studio. All those things, right? Concert tickets in my case, or, something. The things that you can never replace. Memories of yours. You know what I mean? A signed helmet of whatever your favorite player is, or glove, or pictures, or whatever, that's where the fire, unless there's injuries, of course, or death or anything, that's the worst. But outside of all of that, which is the obvious, it's the personal stuff that eats at you for the rest of your life. I don't care if it's love letters. I don't care if it's pictures when you were young with your wife or husband, and mementos or whatever. Doesn't matter to me, dude. Whatever is personal to you, man. Your gun collection, your stamp collection, your comic book collection, your baseball card collection, whatever. I don't know. All of our boats are floated differently. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that to me, that's what I was thinking of with Tyreek's fire. Because that's the shit that went through my mind. Like, wow, dude, your personal stuff, man. Because the house, okay, so they got to rent somewhere. He's got money, and they'll replace the house. But his memories in there, if he lost anything, if his, loved ones lost anything, that's the stuff that bothers you, dude. That's the stuff you can never replace. So that, to me, that's what was going on in my mind, that I felt for Tyreek and anybody in his family that lives there, their personal items that burned, and things that could be really important to, you might have a grandmother or grandfather that lives there, and, their other half passed away or whatever, and they may have a whole bunch of memories from their relationship, and then it burns out. And, that's the kind of stuff that's the heartbreaking stuff. So I'm just glad that everybody's fine. The kids stuff, kids are kids, man. We do stupid things when we're kids. I still do stupid things as an adult. So, that happens. The good thing is everybody's safe. I just hope he didn't lose a lot of personal items. That's what I hope for him and everybody else in there. Rosendo says, have faith. We are 11-5, and we have a shot to win the AFC East and the number 2 seed. Yeah, that's the storyline. That's not the reality. That's my problem with that. Jay Gelfin says, let's talk Miami basketball. Coach L and Coach Spo are creating something special here in South Florida. Well, actually, Jay, they already created something special. They're not creating.
They already created something special that runs every single year. And yesterday, obviously, taking down Clemson. That was really cool. Taking down a ranked team on the road too, by the way, right? It was on the road, if I'm correct, right? Yeah, wasn't the Canes game on the road? So yeah, it was on the road. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Ricky Lisabeth says, Big O, will great Miami Dolphins somehow beat Buffalo and the Steelers beat the Ravens? Well, the Steelers can easily beat the Ravens because the Ravens are going to be sitting Lamar and a whole bunch of other people. So they'll have a shot to win that game. But I don't have a lot of hope for Miami beating Buffalo. I'm sorry. I haven't seen enough of it from Mike McDaniel. Is it possible even with all the injuries? Sure. But I haven't seen Mike McDaniel do those kind of things. Not yet. Oh, it was home? Oh, it was at Watsco? Okay, I didn't know that. In case you're a sad Dolphins, there are plenty of Pro Bowlers. Yeah, that doesn't mean shit to me. It's nice, but I told you guys, I don't care about the 2,000 yards that Tyreek was going for. I've had this conversation with you guys. I've already lived the Ricky Williams and Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas and all the individual accolades throughout the years. None of that means anything to me. It's nice. I'm happy for Tua, but it doesn't mean much to me. If you don't do much in the playoffs, I don't care. I'm not even watching the Pro Bowl. It's just, I don't know. It's just not important to me. Important to me is team accomplishments. Luis Medina says, when was the last time you didn't think that they would win and they did? God. I don't even remember that. It's got to be one. There's got to be something that I remember that I said no, and they did it. And I don't remember. No. I don't remember feeling like this where they didn't have a chance and then they won. Yeah, I don't think so. And that sucks now. I never even thought of that. Mike No-Go Zones, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. With the low IQ Bills Mafia be smashing tables outside of Hard Rock Stadium. Oh, for sure those idiots will be diving on tables and doing stupid things. It's kind of what they do. It's who they are. You know what I mean? I might fly down and wear a Fuad Reve's jersey. Nice. The Fuad squad.
Any Bills fans who want to get thrown through a table, $15, I'll put powerbomb you through a table.
There you go.
We can set it on fire too if you want.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you there. 3-2 in December is much better than last year's December football. Well, it depends on how you look at it. They're really 2-2 in their last 4. And if they lose, it'll be 2-3. And if they lose their playoff game, it'll be 2-4. Although I think they have a better shot against Kansas City. With Kansas City, I kind of feel like they have a shot. This Sunday, I feel like, oh my God, I am terrified of a blowout. Is what I'm terrified. Josh says, shit, I would sell those tickets if I had those. Of course, man. Of course. Because a lot of logical Dolphins. Remember, you guys don't live it. See, this is a good point here. We got to mention this. All you people that are complaining about the people that would sell tickets, you don't own tickets. So you can't talk. You don't know what it's like to go a whole season constantly, and then at the end of the year, constantly be let down, and you paid for 4 tickets and parking and tailgating, and you spent hundreds and thousands of dollars over the year. And then you get screwed at the end of the year, and you get screwed at the end of the year, and you get screwed at the end of the year. And a lot of those fans have been getting screwed, and they're paying. You're screwed sitting at home watching on a television. These people get screwed, and they paid for it. So if somebody paid for it and they want to sell the tickets, it's a capitalistic society. It's the American way. God bless you. Doesn't mean, by the way, doesn't make you any less of a fan. You know why? You're going home to go watch it. As I've always said, because I sometimes I run into these fans that have this attitude like they're the better fan because they go to a game. No, you're not. You just can afford to go to a game. But there's a ton of people that can't afford to go to games, and they're just as fanatical as you are. They just don't have the money to spend for, $50 parking and $150 ticket, and then it's $300 for you and the wife or the girlfriend, or it's freaking $600 for you and two kids. And then you got to buy food and drinks, and it's a lot of money, dude. So these people that think that, I'm the best kind of fan. No, you're not. You just can afford it. There's a lot of great fans that never go to games. And they're just as fanatical, and they're as just deserving to be called a great fan as the guy that pays to go or the woman that pays to go. Or you paint yourself up, or you wear whatever and you go to the game. That doesn't make you better than the person that's sitting in Montana watching the game. Just doesn't. So I'm supposed to say, Jeff in Long Island. Okay, who's a fanatic? Obviously, he was here this week. But let's just say Jeff is in Long Island. He never goes to games. He goes once in a blue moon when they go to, the Jets or something up north. Once in a while, he'll get a. Does that make him lesser of a fan than the guy that goes to the games every week? No, not at all. So the fan that sells the ticket, I understand their pain. Their pain is deeper than yours and mine because we feel our pain, but then they feel the pocket. And anybody knows that when you don't get your money's worth, it's not a good feeling. I don't care if it's food, it's a performance, it's a concert, it's a football game. You want what you paid for. And a lot of times with the Dolphins, you don't get what you paid for, especially in these big moments. So I don't blame them if they sell them. Yes, sir.
Oh, Anthony Chang just tweets out, Heat's Jaime Jaquez Jr. named Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month for the second straight time. He has both of the East Rookie of the Month awards handed out this season.
So he's working on Rookie of the Year now. I thought the other kid would win it.
We talked about it before. Where I think you're right though. But he has elevated his and honestly, I believe now he's getting even a bigger role with the Heat than what he had at that point. So now he might be stepping in there because the only thing that the other Holmgren, right, Chad Holmgren, was that he was going to be a main focus of that team,
right? Yeah,
and Jaime's quickly becoming quite a focus for the Heat, so he might be able to step into the conversation now that he's getting more playing time and a bigger role.
You could tell how much Jaime is a stud that Spo trusts him. Okay, for Spo to trust him the way he does, you can tell the guy's a freaking stud and a half, dude. Because they normally don't trust young people that quickly. John Katz says, my prediction, we're coming out running and averaging 6 yards a carry and then immediately go exclusive to the pass. Yeah, I'm not a fan of exclusive to the pass when they suck against the run. Mike Suarez says, I only invested 5% into crypto and the rest in real estate and total market index funds like VTI. Well, real estate that's always money in the bank. Let's see. What else? Yeah, the Canes upsetting Clemson was fun. I didn't watch it myself. I watched actually the Heat last night. What was it? Last night I watched a movie called The Menu. really twisted movie. Then I watched some crypto stuff, and I watched the Heat game. That's what I did last night. Have you seen that movie, The Menu?
No, but I've seen lots of menus.
It's about food, but it's like
If it takes food in a different direction, I don't want to watch it.
It takes it in an absolutely different direction. Yes.
Don't want to watch it.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Has anybody seen The Menu? That is a twisted one, bro. I saw it on Max last night.
Josh,
go ahead.
Josh Allen on the injury report.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday he had neck soreness. Today they've added a right finger injury to go with the injury of the report. So we need to hit him. It says shoulder neck stinger.
Punish his ass. Pat in Nashville says the Dolphins have barely beaten the Bills twice since Allen was named QB. Bills were driving and failed both times to win the game. This will be ugly on Sunday. I'm kind of expecting the same thing, Pat. I hate that I'm thinking that way. You know? See, Mike Suarez, my brother, count on real estate, not crypto. My brother, obviously, you don't know jack shit about crypto. Nothing. Like, you know nothing about crypto. When you say stupid shit like that, I'll take you out to the woodshed and bury your ass. Okay? I mean, I'm tired of this with you idiots. Like, listen, if you don't know anything about it, then don't talk about it. There's no asset, Mike, that goes from 16,000 to 45,000, bro. None. It doesn't exist. There's only one asset in the world like that, and that's Bitcoin. And it's going to go to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now that institutional money's coming in, which is what we've been waiting for, and it will eliminate the volatility of the past because it was only retail. And since, Mike, you don't invest, clearly, retail are normal people like me, you, people like that. ARK Investments, that's not retail. That's institutional money that's now going to start coming in. You know, I love the people that say not crypto, because you don't understand that crypto and the blockchain is the future of the internet. That's the internet. Every business, including Hialeah Park, will be on there. But I understand, Mike Suarez, you don't know anything, and so you open your mouth and you sound stupid. And so you sound misinformed and you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to take you out to the woodshed every single time. Okay? Just like the guys, see, you're new here, but we've already had plenty of those. And they came in at me when we were down at 20,000 and 25 and 16. And they said it was going down to 8 and 10. And where are they? They disappeared like the cowards that they are. Why? Because they're just as misinformed as you are, Mike Suarez. So, my brother, when you don't know something, you're better off just staying quiet. You know, that way people don't know you're stupid. Are we clear on that? Are we good? It's amazing. Anyways, volatility is good for option traders. You are correct, Lofi, but I don't got that kind of money. I don't. I got the kind of money that said, hey, Neutron went down. I'm telling you, you want to get on Neutron now. And then, you know, now you've gotten like, I gave you a 30% run in 24 hours. So those of you that actually have real money, not my Mickey Mouse money, but those of you that have real money, you can make some serious money from the stuff that I'm giving you. Anyway, yes, go ahead.
For those asking about Cam Smith, apparently Fangio spoke on Cam Smith today. He was asked what he needs to do to get on the field. Fangio basically says, improve in all areas, assignment, techniques, execution, know-how.
Yeah, in other words, he's completely lost. He's completely lost, bro. I mean, if he hasn't played, he's a disaster right now. Clearly, he's a disaster. You're playing Eli Apple, dude. That's all you need to. When Fangio said yesterday, nah, we're going to stick with Eli Apple, that's all you need to know about Cam Smith. That's all. Cam Smith is an absolute flat out disaster right now. His head is spinning. Now, maybe next year the light goes on and now he figures it out. You know, this kid was probably more in a man-on-man system, didn't have a lot of zone assignments, doesn't understand that completely, that concept. And so he's not making the right switches, and he doesn't know exactly where he's supposed to go and who he's supposed to pick up. So he's failing in the classroom, he's failing on the field, and that's why he's not getting on the field. But that happens all the time in football. So we have to wait, and let's see what happens next year. Next year will be the year that you have to start seeing something from Cam Smith. Everybody gets a break in their rookie year. It's the NFL. It's really difficult. Not everybody, you know, the light goes on like Cater, right? That Cater, the light went on for him right away. Jaime Jaquez, the light goes on. Did the light go on right away for Jovic? No, he's a little younger. His body's got to develop. Takes a little time, right? So that's kind of the way it is. We have to have patience. Ramon Rosa Ramos. Thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Big O, understanding you are not a financial advisor, do you sell Bitcoin after the next bull run or do you hold it? I will never sell my Bitcoin. I will sell my Ethereum, my Cardano, my Avalanche, my Cosmos, my Neutron, my Alethea, my Jasmy, my VeChain, my Polygon. Comprende, compadre? That's what I'm going to sell. My Bitcoin goes to my daughter. Okay? That's the way. I mean, that's the plan. All right? Bitcoin, I don't plan on selling. Bitcoin is the only asset that will perpetually rise. Okay? Listen to what I just told you. Bitcoin is the only asset that will perpetually rise. It will not stop because there's only 21 million, and really it's down to like 18 and a half, because like over 2 million Bitcoins are probably already lost. So that will increase. You know, it's the opposite of what we do with our money. Here we have idiot presidents that keep printing more and more money and flooding the streets with more and more dollars, which, what do you think that causes? That's called inflation. Okay? That's what we do in every stupid country around the world. All they do is continue to print their dollars over and over again, and that's why we have inflation. That's why you buy less, because your presidents keep printing tons of money. Okay? This idiot's printing a lot of money. The last idiot printed $8 trillion. Go ahead and flood the streets full of money. What do you think happens? I love people complaining about inflation. Well, just blame the idiots that you vote in their office every year. Bush Jr., Obama, Trump, Biden, all morons. Every single one of them. They turn on the printer. This idiot's about to turn on the printer now. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, when you got people like this dude, Mike, that knows nothing about crypto, you know, when it's going to be the center of everything we do. Everything. That's why it's catastrophically stupid when I hear people say that. The internet as you know it will completely be gone. It'll be the blockchain. That's the new internet. It's coming. That's what crypto is. That's what Web3 is. You will all figure it out. It's going to take you a couple years to figure it out. Some of us already figured it out and see it, and we understand it, and that's why we're already invested in it. But those of you out there, you don't get it. So, let's see. Suggest everybody do what I'm doing. Place money on Buffalo to win, hoping for the jinx. I'm placing 100 on Buffalo's money line. Well, you're not going to win that much, right? Because it is minus 162. So, You know, with the Dolphins, it's plus 138. But I get what you're trying to do. I get what you're trying to do. Great white shark Willie, Tyreek Hill and Waddle can't hold Clayton and Duper's jock, always dropping easy touchdown passes. Yeah, that did not happen to Clayton and Duper. Yeah. They by the way, I'm glad you mentioned that. Please don't ever mention Tyreek and Waddle in the same sentence with Clayton and Duper. Don't ever do that again. Okay? They don't deserve to be in the same sentence as the Marx brothers at all. Not even close. Okay? They put up some stats, and that's because it's a lot easier to put up stats now. Mark Clayton was a much better football player than both those guys. I'm just telling you. I watched them all, and I'll take Mark Clayton over Tyreek and Waddle every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Like, it's not even close, by the way. Not even close. Okay? True Fin fan, thank you for the love on the super chat. Need advice. Ask Cap for life. Ha, I rhymed. Big O, did your daughter end up getting a new car after the Tesla issue? Not yet. I am taking her to Toyota of Hollywood. We are going to purchase our car with the Craig Zinn family, as always. So she's going to get a Toyota. She's deciding between the Prius, Camry, or Corolla. And I told her, keep your mind open, go there and then check out all the models. Because at Toyota of Hollywood, they've got they've got this parking lot that's like 10 floors or something. It's stupid. I mean, I don't know how Mr. Zinn, I don't know how they stock that many cars, but they've got like 1,000 cars there. I might be wrong. It might be more, but it just seems like it's a city of cars in there, man. So I told her, unlike Tesla, you get to literally go there and pick the car you want, the color you want, the model you want, the style you want, You actually get to pick the car you want, There'll be like 50 Corollas and 50 Camrys and 50 Priuses. And, I'm kind of, I'm Cuban, so I exaggerate a little bit. But the bottom line is there'll be a large selection of whatever car you want there. And that's the best way to pick a car. So, yeah, I'm taking her. She hasn't told I know. I guess I talk too much. She's waiting for the check to clear from the teachers union because they've got to reverse the check and then issue a new one that's open for her to go buy the car again. That's what I'm waiting for. There you go. So, let's see. You are 100% perfect on crypto. Thank you, Rifleman. I appreciate you. Caspa is digital silver. Caspa's had a hell of a run. Great run. I'm not a Caspa guy, but I will admit it has had a great run. There's no doubt about that. Pat in Nashville says, I'm on hold with the IRS right now. I'm going to be printing some money. They're so unsophisticated and slow. I've been trying to get 941 return corrected for 3 years. Yeah. The show says Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and Chainlink, the basic. You're safe there, actually. You are safe. While Solana blows up, I still worry that it's really not decentralized. And they did have 11 what's it called? Crashes in the network last year. And that's the only reason why I've kind of stayed away from Solana. When it got down to like the $10, $12 area, I was tempted. I was really tempted to buy Solana and hold on to it. But I held back, and it's had an incredible run. It's got such a great ecosystem. And obviously Bonk helped it out now too. As one of their meme coins completely blew up. And it was part of their phone too. Clayton and Duper benefited from great coaching under Shula. Hey, bro, all I know is I didn't see a bunch of drop passes from Clayton and Duper like I do from Waddle and Tyreek. I'm sorry, but they drop way too many passes. I'm not a fan of that. And I'll tell you this, over the Clayton and Duper played in a lot more traffic. I'm just saying, was it not slightly more physical for Clayton and Duper? I'm just saying. A little harder to play wide receiver in those days. So those guys are fantastic. They're not Clayton and Duper. No. No. After watching these 2 years and all the drops, I'm sorry, I can't. I don't remember Mark Clayton losing a game by himself. I don't remember. And if somebody remembers it, please tell me what game it was. I'd like to go watch it. I'd like to see it for myself because maybe, it was so long ago. I can't remember every game. But I don't remember a game where it was all on Mark Clayton that he lost and all on Mark Duper. Never saw that. By the way, let me tell you a little bit about Cutter's Edge Pro. We love talking about William. William Quigley is just an absolute beast. He is a gentleman, of course, because, I say a beast, and you're like, wait a minute, is this guy like an ogre? No. I mean a beast because when it comes to landscaping, there is nobody better than Cutter's Edge Pro. The trucks are everywhere. They've got like over 70 trucks. Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. And by the way, one of the things also, maybe you already have landscaping, and, it's not being kept up right, and it's not looking the way it should. Cutter's Edge Pro does a lot of maintenance also. So not only do they go into your HOA or your business or your home, and they completely change it like they did for us, but they also maintain too. So if you need some maintenance, they will help you out. Synthetic turf. I'm telling you, if you own dogs, the greatest invention is synthetic turf. Love it. So easy to maintain. So make sure you call my friends at Cutter's Edge Pro, 954-472-0622. You could probably find some other companies out there that can do it for a lower price, a cheaper price, but the work is not going to be the same. The quality is not going to be the same. The trees, the quality of the trees, I've seen it. I have Sylvester trees in my house. When William planted them, they were thick-ass trees. I've watched other places plant their Sylvester trees, and they're little skinny trees. And that's because they bought premature trees, and that's what they're planting in your home. Whereas, Cutter's Edge Pro, they buy quality plants and trees when they go and they plant it in your home. You want it done right, okay? No grass has grown through our artificial turf. Why? Because they killed everything under it. And they put multiple layers, and it's packed in. And by the way, it drains beautifully. Okay? Check it out. Please call the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take your business, your HOA, condominium complex, your home to the next level. Plus, it will increase the value. 954-472-0622. That's 954-472-0622. Hour number 2 is next. We started with David Furones. We'll talk a little Miami Dolphins with David next.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Veronis is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Veronis.
All righty, there he is, folks, locked and loaded and ready to go. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
I'm doing well. Getting ready for another big game. It's 3 in a row here to finish the season, and AFC East on the line, number 2 seed on the line. These are the type of games you want to be in late in the year.
Definitely. Although I would rather that this game not count whatsoever because you won the Tennessee game, and then this game wouldn't matter.
It would have been over. It would have been over.
and not only that, it would have bought them another week of rest.
Much
needed rest, which today we find out there's some important players that miss practice again.
Yes. Oh, that's my cue. Yeah, so Jalen Waddle, of course, they're trying to get him back with this high ankle sprain, but he was a non-participant.
Come on,
yeah,
bro.
I know you've been leading that charge.
It's a load of crap if you think he's going to play with a high ankle sprain. Playoffs, maybe. That he might be ready, semi-ready. It's a high ankle sprain. Haven't you ever had a high ankle sprain?
I have not.
Really?
I've had a lot of injuries, but yeah.
But I've had a high ankle sprain. I used to play a lot of basketball, and I've had a few of those high ankle sprains. And, brother, that thing is ultra sensitive compared to a regular ankle sprain. It's just a whole different monster. That's why I knew it was a load of crap these first 2 weeks. Maybe they can, suit him up for the playoff game. But, okay, Waddle out. But then X also missed today too, which that's expected also.
Right. Even from the beginning of the week, it takes a lot for Mike McDaniel to even say from a Monday he doesn't expect the guy to play. He'd leave it open as deep as possible. So that takes a lot. And then, of course, now Tyreek Hill, he has that tragedy hit him with a fire at his home yesterday. So he was at practice yesterday. He was limited then, but not there today. So but the ankle is still listed on the injury report, but you know that it's also a personal matter. matter is there, which is probably more so why he's not out there. And Raheem Mostert, the second day in a row with the knee and ankle injuries. We know he's been able to play through injuries, but last week he missed the Wednesday and Thursday and tried to go Friday, see what he can do. And although Mike McDaniel felt confident in Mostert playing, he did not end up going, so that could be telling as well. But Armstead did return to practice, so he missed Wednesday and was upgraded to limited on Thursday. Devon Achane has been out there, even though he's got the toe and the ribs injuries. There's a lot of guys that are limited. Rob Hunt is trying to come back after missing 7 of the 8 starts. Jerome Baker is trying to make it off of IR. So we don't know what he did as far as the full day of practice, but Vic Fangio was saying that what he shows today would go a long way in determining whether he can play and be activated before this game. So we really won't know the extent of that until Mike McDaniel speaks tomorrow.
Yeah, and from what a report says out there, no shot for Dalvin, right? Because it looks like he wants to go to either Dallas or Baltimore. I guess he thinks those are better opportunities to go deeper into the playoffs than with the Miami Dolphins. What are you hearing about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, Baltimore could be intriguing because they have J.K. Dobbins out, and then Keaton Mitchell later went down. So he could be a compliment to Gus Edwards over there. Though Justice Hill, I mean, he was tearing up the Dolphins this last game. I've also thought of Cleveland, a reunion with Kevin Stefanski, because he had him over in Minnesota as offensive coordinator. So that would be interesting. Just reuniting with him now as a head coach, and they lost Nick Chubb earlier in the year, although they've also been running the ball well with Ford and I think some Kareem Hunt over there as well. But that could be something to watch too.
Yeah, no Dalvin Cook for Miami. Normally he doesn't do this, but he did it for that one game when X was out. X is going to be out again. You can't put Cater on Diggs because you saw what happened last time. Are you expecting Ramsey to roam?
Yeah, I would expect it for this game. We asked Fangio. He wouldn't give a straight answer, which he often just is an open book and will kind of tell you what he's doing. Although you've kind of read into his answers too and told him, no, that's BS. That's not. But I mean,
dude, that's all coaches. They have to do
right,
that sometimes.
Right. You can't just be right.
Yeah,
right.
They got to bullshit us sometimes. They have no choice.
Right. But I feel like he has been more on the side of the spectrum of being open to just
brutally honest
what he's thinking of. Yeah, just honest about it. So yeah, we did see it when they faced the Jets. Garrett Wilson, X was out, and then when it was a difference between Jalen Ramsey and Kader Kohu, Fangio decided to shadow Wilson with Ramsey. We know he did not the first time against the Bills. It was Stephon Diggs and X as opposed to Kader Kohu, and Fangio decided not to, and Diggs lit up Kohu. I even asked Kohu about that game, what he remembers, and he just says, I had a bad game. That's about it. So I don't think you want to have him relive that. I would say, although Diggs hasn't been as productive in recent weeks, I know his production has kind of tailed off since they went from
he loves Miami.
Yes. He's a Dolphin killer, and he's still the most talented guy that you have to look out for. Just make sure, first and foremost, that you have him locked down. So I'd put Ramsey on him.
Yeah, Allen's the same way, too. I don't care how Allen's playing. He could have thrown 40 interceptions in the last 4 games. When it comes to the Dolphins, that guy gets up to play the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves to play the Dolphins. And you know, the most dangerous part about this matchup is that the Bills have everything to lose here, whereas Miami has nothing really to lose, some positions, but they're still going to be in the playoffs. Where Buffalo has to win because a loss, they could be out of the playoffs. So they're going to face a really desperate Bills team.
Yeah, and we'll know exactly going into Sunday night, since it is the last game, where things stand. So whether they need the win to get into the playoffs, but if there's the Pittsburgh loss on Saturday to the Ravens, if it's the result they need between Jacksonville and the Tennessee game, then they could clinch going in, and then they're in the same position where it's for positioning being number 2 in the AFC East, as opposed to, in their case, they're more likely to be at 7. But it could very well be, if with the Ravens resting Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley starting, Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin, if they pull out a Saturday win against Baltimore, and then Jacksonville takes care of Tennessee, then the Bills are in a position where they need to win just to get in. So they would be in either 2 if you win, or lose and you're out. And then there's also the tie scenario where the Dolphins would also clinch the number 2 seed with a tie. And then Buffalo, in that case, could hold on to a wild card spot in the event of a tie. Let's not cross down that path until it's like late in the fourth quarter and tied going into the final stages. But I wonder if that could play into Mike McDaniel's strategy late in the game, knowing a tie is as good of a win as a win in that scenario.
You expect Rob Hunt to come back? Any of the Baker? Do you think they're going to come back? How was practice for them today?
Yeah, I mean, I would be optimistic about Rob Hunt. He has progressed. He's seeing an uptick in practice activity. So I could see it happening for this week. I think because he's one of the guys that has been through these tough losses against Buffalo, and I think he's eager to get back in there after missing I think it's now 7 of 8 starts that he's missed with that nagging hamstring that he aggravated. He spoke to us after talking about how he felt that pop again in the hamstring, and has been working his way back since. So good uptick in practice for him. And then Jerome Baker, that's one of the questions that I'll have from McDaniel tomorrow, because Fangio told us that today's practice, he spoke before practice, would be very key for him. Obviously, we have a very limited window that we can see. But I want to know how that practice went for Baker when McDaniel speaks ahead of Friday drills to see how close he is leading into a potential activation Saturday for the Sunday night game.
Don't forget Welton Rayom, folks. They've got offices in Hollywood, and they've also got an office in the Keys. They can help you with bankruptcy, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, homeowner property damage. Call them 954-966-4646. Maybe I missed it in the press conference and throughout the week. Did anybody ask him about rushing that play in the first half, and what was his answer?
Rushing that. Oh, is this off the turnover, the Tua interception?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tua, but you're saying for McDaniel, right?
Yeah. Did anybody ask McDaniel why the hell he ran that play and hurried it up before the 2-minute warning?
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten that one into McDaniel, but Tua mentioned in his press conference how the offense was rushed, wasn't ready coming off the turnover, not expecting to be on the field. But man, yeah, just in that situation,
David,
we all risk it.
Somebody's got to ask him. Oh, but it's too late now. You don't get him tomorrow, right? Oh no,
McDaniel we get tomorrow.
Today
yeah.
You get him tomorrow, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Ask,
yeah.
bro.
I don't know if so much once we get to Friday before a Buffalo game.
Oh, you can say,
we
hey,
might have missed the boat.
Coach, just out of curiosity, what was the thinking in hurrying up and getting that play in before the 2-minute warning when you were already on their side of the field? Is that something that did you learn from that or something? Because I got to see what was his thinking, because it made zero sense. And it was a huge turn. I would have asked that shit right there on the post-game press conference. I would have asked that right away. I don't know why that has not been asked, because to me, wow, that was a turning point. That was a huge turning point in that game. And, it's just there were a lot of things, dude. Dropping touchdowns between Claypool and Tyreek, that interception. There were a lot of things that if they went another way, it might have changed the complexion of the game and the momentum and those kind of things. And to me, that was a huge momentum killer right there.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think post game, a lot of the talk turned to then Bradley Chubb went down. That was a priority to hear about that. And then bigger picture things, whereas a lot of the individual play-by-play stuff that happened within the game took a little bit of a backseat, and we get limited time with him anyway. But yeah.
But at least we can ask him, what did he learn from that situation?
Yeah. I'll see if I can get that in for you. There'll be a lot of updates that we need to get on Friday, but if sort of toward the end we can squeeze that in, then let me see if I can hook you up.
I'm intrigued. I'm actually shocked that none of you have asked him that throughout the week. I really am shocked on that one, because I thought that was a really important part of the game and what ended up happening there in that one. The other thing, Do you see Chris Brooks in the locker room? Because I'm just wondering why he's not being used more. And one of the things I didn't like in the game is the way they use Jeff Wilson at times. And by using him as a wide receiver, I hate to say it, but it's not very smart. And especially you threw him you wanted him to be a wide receiver in traffic. Holy shit. Okay, if he's out on the flats and nobody's around him, you just throw it to him right there and then he's got to run. Okay, great. But now you've got him out out in positive yardage and he's in traffic. That's not something that I want to see with him. Devon A-Chain, I get it when you try doing that with him because he's got that skill set. But I'm just wondering where Chris Brooks is. Is it that he's not healthy enough? Is that what it is? Or what's the deal?
No, I wouldn't think that because
he got some action.
Yeah, he got some action, but it was really garbage time. It was it was already 56-19 when he got his snap. So yeah, but all 4 of his carries came once after that last touchdown where Harbaugh kind of stuck it to McDaniel and Fangio and everybody with one more. That came right after the Bradley Chubb injury too. Very next play. So yeah, but I mean, I think it's just depth chart where he is. It's going to be, even if Mostert is down, it's going to be Achane. It's going to be Wilson ahead of him. Wilson the previous week was very big at the end and notching the clock scenario where
that's when they used him the right way.
That's when. What was that?
That's when they used him the right way.
Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what you want out of Wilson. Yeah, is that physical brand of running there. And hey, even he got the 8 yards before that to set it up in a.
I love him in that role. I don't love him as a wide receiver in traffic. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, that's not his specialty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not who he is, bro.
Right.
Please. That's again. It's just there are moments that he makes these decisions that I'm just wondering, what are you thinking? And so that's why those are things that I'm not asking you to ask him about the Jeff Wilson one. But the other one, yeah, I definitely am intrigued by what happened at the end of that first half in that decision. That one is just absolutely crazy. What are you thinking? Because I have very little hope for this game.
Right. You mentioned that to me. You said 5% chance, which is the minimum that you give a team going into a game.
Yeah, I give every team in the history of the NFL 5% chance to win because anybody really can win at any given moment, any given Sunday. It's true. I know it's a cliche, but anybody can win. People have terrible days, and then the terrible team has the greatest day they've ever had, and things go their way. So it can happen. That's why you can give everybody 5%.
Yeah. Well, from the start of the week, I've been saying I do have the Dolphins bouncing back and winning, that they've come back every time after a loss to win the next week. They never let one loss turn into 2. I do like that part of what the mentality that Mike McDaniel has instilled in this team. Whether they're riding a high, whether they're riding a low, they go and approach the next week independent of the previous one. So I don't feel like it'll be some kind of big hangover of you took a 56-19 loss, and then that's going to affect the mentality that you come into the next game with. So, and I like them at home too. And also, although everyone feels Buffalo has all this momentum, which they do. They've been winning these games. They haven't looked that impressive against the Patriots last week. They didn't look very impressive on that Saturday night game against the Chargers the week before when they just let go of Brandon Staley, and they were a coachless team. And I know sometimes teams can get up for their interim coach, but still, that Buffalo team coming off the Dallas win that they had, they should have been more dominant in that one. So, I just feel like this Dolphins team is tired of losing to Buffalo, and despite some of these injuries, some of the guys being out, but if they get Rob Hunt back, maybe Jerome Baker, then those are also some boosts. And I think ultimately that this team does find a way to pull it off.
All right, I'll leave you with this, and some people are saying it on the chat board, and it's been mentioned to me on my DMs and everywhere else, and even a family member of mine, another friend of mine mentioned it, and it happens a lot. Team breaks down towards the end of the year. Miami has had a lot of injuries this year. People keep mentioning now the training staff. And I don't think it's a bad training staff. I think they have an excellent training staff. I think they just have constantly a lot of bad luck with it. You know what I mean? It's like, people were telling me last year that Tua can't stay healthy. And I said, bullshit. I called bullshit on that. I said, no, Tua has to play smarter. And that's how he stays healthy, because Marino never put a shoulder into anybody. Trust me, I watched every game. Trust me, Marino didn't hold it for 4 or 5 seconds like Tua used to hold it for 4 or 5 seconds. Waiting to make a play to force the issue. No. It wasn't there. It was in the 10th row for Marino. Okay? Breeze, Montana, all these guys, Peyton Manning, all these guys that, well, Marino had a gun, but these other guys that don't really have a gun, they all got rid of it quickly. And so, look, there are no injuries from Tua. Why? Because he's playing smart. So for me, a lot of times I think it's about luck. And Miami, my God, they have constantly had bad luck. So the people, and we live in this whole, society where everything is a conspiracy theory. I got to give them a little credence on this, because it does happen a crap ton to the Dolphins practically every year. So your thoughts on the training staff and player injuries that constantly happen to the Dolphins? How would you look at this?
Well, a few things on Tua, because I feel like he always had the quick release. Like, he was getting the ball out quick. Even I remember writing it in 2021. That would be his second season. So I don't know if he's been adjusting that much in that sense. But
no. He used to hold it before. Trust me.
He had one of the lowest, what's it called, like seconds per drop back to release.
Well, you probably haven't caught it on the show yet. That's probably what it is. All of his injuries are
on those plays. Yeah.
From 3.85 seconds to 5:10.
Yeah.
The hip injury, the 2 ankle injuries, the 2 concussions, I timed them all. So all of his major injuries happened when he held on to the ball too long. I'm not telling you that he does it all the time.
Right.
No. But now he never does it. That's the difference now. Now he never holds on to the ball forever anymore. Now you see him spike it. Now you see him throw it out of bounds, whatever. Now you see him do things he did not do the first couple of years. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I said last year. I said he just has to play smarter and he'll be fine. He's not injury prone to the sense of, he's so fragile that every time he gets hit. No, dude, he got hit a couple times this year and he didn't get injured. But you can't take the unnecessary hits. Those are the ones that, you can't do anything about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So how would you answer it to the Dolphin fan base and the people out there that feel that the Dolphin training staff is at fault for on average, the injuries that happen to them every year?
Yeah, I think it'd be unfair to point to the training staff itself. Yeah, a lot of it is bad luck, like you said. And then, hey, sometimes that is what you get when you're not afraid to pursue players that do have an injury past. I stop at saying injury prone. I don't have to use that word.
No, Teron Armstead is injury prone. No,
right.
That's fair,
Armstead,
bro.
yeah.
That is fair.
Yeah. Chubb has had his injury histories. Bradley Chubb has. Raheem Mostert has been healthy for the most part of 2 years, but he has had the injury history in San Francisco. And then now toward the end of the year, he's dealing with that ankle. So Tua, hey, credit to him that first time that he was able to make it through a 17 start now regular season when he does start this finale, because to his credit, he controlled everything that he can control. It was all right. What can I find outside of football that would help me learn how to fall in more advantageous positions? The jiu-jitsu. Okay, yeah, as wild as that may sound, as foreign as it may sound to a lot of people, I'm going to give it a shot. All right, now I'm learning how to protect my head and neck with these rolls. Add on the muscle so that when these big defensive linemen, pass rushers are hitting me, I can at least withstand that powerful contact a little bit better. So credit to him on that. And then and one more thing I want to mention about the prediction. I also did last week pick the Dolphins to lose in Baltimore. So I got to say I was right on that one. And then now I'm switching. I am switching it off this way into the positive. So it's not like I'm always out there like, hey, I got the Dolphins winning every week.
I've picked them every week.
Every week. You're finally going away.
This is the only week I'm not. No, and I tell you, I probably, unless they get again battered and injured again this week. But I like them against Kansas City. Actually, I think they have a shot against Kansas City.
Yeah,
actually, in a twisted way, I get Ramsey and I put him on Rashee Rice, and then I bracket Kelsey and I take my chances. Their offense sucks outside of that, so that's what I would do. And they already shut down Kelsey one time, so you try to do that this time around, and then take your chances. I know their defense is really really good, but Sunday, man, I am terrified of this game. I'm terrified of another 30-point loss.
So let me ask you: would you prefer that they lose to then get Kansas City, or prefer?
No, I never prefer to lose. No,
okay.
I never want to see the Dolphins lose.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, no, I can't do that. That's
I've been hearing some people say, "Oh, well, I like the chances better going at Kansas City than if they win, and that means Buffalo ends up at number 7, than to face them back-to-back weeks." Now, it's always tough to beat a division opponent, someone that's very familiar with you.
Yeah, I don't even want
games in a row.
Yeah,
but still, for the long run of the playoffs, you want to be at home, number 2 seed, having a home game in the wild card round, and then playing Kansas City at home in the divisional round, and then you don't play at Baltimore until the AFC Championship game, rather than a slate to get to the Super Bowl of at Kansas City, if you're the number 6 seed, at Kansas City, at Baltimore in the divisional round, and then at probably Buffalo in an AFC Championship game. That would not be a very advantageous. You're not going to the Super Bowl through that slate. You're not winning those 3 in a row. So you want to be at home. And then even it could be like Pittsburgh or the Jaguars if you end up getting the 2 seed instead of Buffalo. So
yeah, McDermott's 12-2 against Miami, bro, since he took over. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, he lost the last one in Miami though.
Yeah. All right.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. What do you got going on the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out, my friend?
Okay, yeah. Today, all the updates, Tyreek Hill not being here, Jalen Waddle missing another practice. Also writing about the pass rushers that Emmanuel Ogbah, Melvin Ingram will have to step up now that Bradley Chubb is out for the season after Van Ginkel was already replacing Jalen Phillips. So now that pass rush duo almost looks like a 2020 Dolphins duo of Ogbah and Van Ginkel out there with some Melvin Ingram. And then I got to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. But there's gonna be a lot of news, so I'll have all those updates before we get to the big game Sunday night.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, follow him on Twitter, David Furones _, and better yet, subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel and support him and all the fantastic writers there at the Sun Sentinel. David, as always, thank you, my brother. We will catch up post-game, late night.
Oh, yeah.
Stay away from the lawnmowers.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Well, back at home, I'll go back upstairs. Then.
I got you, bro. It's all good. Gotta have fun with it. All right, my man. Good. Thank you. You got it. David Furones, Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. Jeff Welt is a happy guy. He bought the dip on Neutron also, by the way. He's gotten in on the crypto thing now. It's he's got the bug now. Anyway, call Welton Rayom. Jeff is a big Dolphins, Canes fan. He loves the local teams. So, and listen, consultation's completely free. So if you had some kind of incident happen to you, or homeowner property damage, condo damage, business owner claims, personal injury, call Welton Rayom. Ask him. The consultation's free. Explain what went on, and then Jeff will tell you have a case. This is what you can do, or you don't have a case. That's it. 954-966-4646. You can do it by phone. By the way, they take care of anybody here in South Florida. Even a listener of ours in Orlando hired them. And by the way, they have an office in the Keys. So our friends in the Keys, you can also reach out to Welton Rayom. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right. right. All right. Let's get into 3A Graphics Sports Calendar. What went on yesterday and what's going to go on tonight. Heat last night, they dismantled the Lakers 110-96, improving to 20-14. They're now 2-2 on this West Coast swing. Tyler Hero had 21 points. He also had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Jaime Jaquez looked good last night, 16 points, 8 assists. Jovic, 15 points, 8 rebounds, shot 3 of 5 from three-point range. Bam had 15, not necessarily efficient, 5 of 14, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. They've got Phoenix tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. At least I don't have to stay up that much later for that one. Tonight, 10 o'clock, the Panthers are visiting Las Vegas and the Golden Knights. Last night at the Watsco Center defeated number 16 Clemson 95-82. They improved to 11-2, 2-0 in the ACC. Omer had 23 points and 6 rebounds. Mr. Pack had 25, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in the process. Saturday, they were at Wake Forest, 2:15. Saturday, also at 4 o'clock, number 17, FAU, taking on Charlotte. And last night, unfortunately, Florida Southern College defeated the Nova Southeastern University Sharks 93-82. That royally sucks because that snaps their 62-game consecutive regular season winning streak and their 46-game overall winning streak. It's just ridiculous. But hopefully Coach Crutchfield and company will start a new streak now as they lose 93-82. And call our friends at 3A Graphics, my man Alan Blanco. He can help you out, 786-618-1443. Custom printing and embroidery. They do it all there at 3A Graphics. All right. The Heat got to win. Why don't we give them a victory cigar from Perdomo Cigars, 5150 Northwest 167th Street in Miami Gardens. That's where you can find the headquarters for Perdomo Cigars. Here we go. Fire away. Yeah, and then last night, University of Miami defeating Clemson 95-82. Give me a 20th anniversary smoke. 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, 30th anniversary. Check for it, man. Perdomo Cigars. Love it. Okay. What else we got going on? Well, the other thing we like talking about is last night we had a lot of teams out there performing. The question is, who was our Cutter's Edge MVP of the night?
Who's last night's MVP?
For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com.
Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
University of Miami was taking on the number 16 team in the country in Clemson. And, a couple of years ago, they needed to come up big in the NIL to come up with this player, and his name is Nigel Pack. And Nigel got himself a nice contract, and Nigel has been a money player, okay, in many different ways. You had to pay him money to get here, and he's been clutch. And last night, the 25 points were huge, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in the process. I thought he had some big baskets. I know Matthew Cleveland and Omer also had some pretty damn good games last night, but Pac-Man hit some big ones last night. So I'm going to give Nigel Pack our Cutter's Edge because, William Quigley is he's an MVP every day for Cutter's Edge Pro because there are yards and HOA complexes and businesses all over that look great because Cutter's Edge Pro does their deal, and he is an MVP. So today we got to give Nigel Pack that love for being the Cutter's Edge MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
Right. Bitcoin trying to make its way to 45. I thought maybe today it might throw a curve on everybody and go to 46 and really pump. Maybe it still does into this evening. Right now it's right at 44,500, about to climb back to 45. As I'm sure some were overreacting yesterday with the little dip, nothing, but it was good. Oof, I'm doing the neutron dance, man. That is amazing. Let's see. The problem I see here is coaching. McDaniel has no plan B. Fangio's scheme sucks with the rules favoring offense big time. I'm not going to go with Fangio sucks, but he just has not performed well in big games. And sometimes he hasn't adjusted to what he needs to do, but I still think he's a damn good coach, man. I really do. And hopefully they can get a little luck and stay healthy. Tarek, thank you for the love in the super chat. 100% Big O. Marks Brothers plus Marino pass catching TDs in stride. 83 Clayton Hall of Fame, baby. Happy 2024 from Canada. Thank you, Tarek. I appreciate you. Sticker and all on that super chat. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Mateo, thank you for the love in the super chat. Does McD have any say on our defense? I'm sure he allows Fangio to do whatever he thinks. I don't think he's changing much. But I think what you're saying is Fangio better tell him, hey, you better shadow this guy. I don't know. We'll see. But normally you hire a guy like Fangio, you let him do his thing because he's been so successful for so long. Hey, look, as much as I can tell you that, the in-game decisions of Mike McDaniel need to drastically improve. And we've talked about it over and over again. There's a laundry list of examples of things he has to work on game day and in-game decisions that he makes. Look, does he know offense? Does he know quarterbacks? Does he and his staff know offensive linemen? Hell yeah. And this is why I tell you that I don't want a problem. But I know that if he continues doing the same thing he's done the first 2 years, no matter how many games he wins, he's not getting it done towards the end. And you guys will be clamoring for his job. Trust me. I know it's going to happen. Media's going to talk about it, all that stuff, okay? I can see what's coming. I hope it doesn't happen. But this Sunday night is a step in the right direction of it not happening. Because if you lose to Buffalo, and then God forbid you lose in that first round of the playoffs, and you finish 2-4 in the season, and then you're going into next year, that's when I'm telling you it starts. And then when more situations, a bunch of you will start complaining. This is why Sunday night can be not a turning point, but part of a turning point for Mike McDaniel. He doesn't have a lot of these clutch type games in his resume with the Miami Dolphins. This would actually be his greatest win in his short career as a Dolphins coach. It could have been last year if he actually knew what down it was with Skyler. Again, these are things he has to work on, right? That the mistake he made last year against Buffalo in the playoffs was inexcusable. But you give him a break because of the rookie coach stuff and all that. That's why this game is so important to send the confidence to the fan base that, Yeah, I know offense, and I can call plays for fast players and all that, but I can win the big games. I can go with a shorthanded team and beat the better team in the division. Can he do that? That's why this Sunday night becomes enormous for Mike McDaniel, because if you can win this game, you can start to turn the tide and start to pile on a few more of those. And then people can go, okay, the coach is matching his intelligence. Because right now, the coach does not match his intelligence. Because we all know he's a super smart guy, but he does a lot of stupid shit inside a game. And that's what he needs this week, where you don't have pre-snap penalties, where you take points when they're there, when you stay dedicated to the run when you're supposed to, when you make decisions like not putting Jeff Wilson in a position to be catching balls in traffic, that you're not throwing fades to Tyreek Hill. I can just go on and on and on, that you'll win a challenge or two. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things he has to work on, but he needs to start cleaning up those areas. And Sunday becomes imperative, because if he loses this game and then you finish badly in that final playoff game, it's not going to bode well for him going into next season. People will start losing faith in him. This Sunday is enormous to start turning the tide as a game manager. And I'm not talking about the quarterback, because the quarterback's elite. I'm talking about the head coach being a game manager. He's terrible as a game manager. I mean, horrible as a game manager. He has to do much better. He lacks common sense at times as a head coach. Sunday becomes so huge. Don't forget, if your company wants to be a part of our platform, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. If your business wants to be a part of our business. And by the way, we are set for our competition at Top Gun Indoor Range. It is going to be on the 31st of this month, which will be a Wednesday. We're going to have prizes and giveaways. So join us there at Top Gun, 12015 Southwest 114th Place. We're going to do it around 7 o'clock at night, okay? So it'll be a Wednesday night, the 31st of January, and we're going to have all kinds of prizes and giveaways, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be pretty cool. Shooting competition. That is cool. I got to get a bowling lane to be a sponsor so we can have a bowling night. You much of a bowler? You throw it down there? Okay. There you go. That's another one. I used to do that also. We used to have a bowling night on my show years ago, and we used to have a great time, man. I forgot the name of that bowling alley that we used to go to up north. I forgot the damn name. But that was cool, too. And by the way, if there's a bowling alley here in South Florida that wants to join, okay, we'll do that. We'll team up. We'll create a bowling night. Let's see what else. Vishal said up to 98 of a Bitcoin, gonna keep buying. Oh, you've got 98% of a Bitcoin? Nice job by you, dude. You're 2% away from a whole coiner? Wow, man. I envy you. That is awesome. Really proud of you, Vishal. That's a hell of an accomplishment, man. Hell of an accomplishment. Those who will lose faith in McD already have. Those who believe in McD will not lose faith. Nothing will change based on this game. Ragin, you couldn't be more wrong. All right. There are people already losing faith in him. That's true. And people will start losing faith in him as time goes on. This is what I've predicted. If he continues to do the same things he's done the last 2 years, he does it next year. By the end of next year, there'll be a ton of all of you out there, including you, Rosendo, that will probably be, like, get this guy out of here. I don't care how smart he is. Look at the stupid stuff he does in games, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But anyway, they got the latest in air quality and targeting systems. So check out Top Gun Indoor Range in Dade County, 305-306-7333. Tell them that Big O sent you. They've got 18 lanes, 25 yards, longest distance of indoor range in Dade County, I'm sorry. And they've got self-defense classes for the ladies in English and in Spanish. Basic pistol, concealed weapons classes. It's very important that the ladies know how to handle it because sometimes, they're going to be alone in the house and then you have your guns there and they don't know how to use them, so let's train the ladies so at least they are prepared. All right. So check it out, Top Gun, and get ready for our competition on the 31st of this month, 305-306-7333. All right. Oh, man, what else do we have going on? Got a bunch of stuff going on. Pro Bowl, congratulations to Tua, Tyreek, Ramsey, Teron Armstead, and Alec Ingold. They made it. They are your 6 Pro Bowlers. And then your alternates are Chubb, Wilkins, Waddle, Holland, Blake Ferguson, Austin Jackson, Smythe, X-Men, Berrios, Hunt, Connor Williams, and Sealer. All alternates. And I'm happy for all of them. I got to be brutally honest about that. But I'm also going to be brutally honest that while I'm happy for them, there's a part of me that doesn't nearly care as much because I need you to be better as a team. And then I can maybe celebrate your individual accomplishments. Unfortunately, I am a pained Dolphins fan, and that's the only thing our franchise has ever accomplished in the last 25 years. Individually, some players have done some really nice things or won some awards. Collectively, my favorite team in the world has never done anything in the last 30 years. So that's where, I can't go crazy about these individual awards. There's a part of me that just doesn't want to, Anyway. All right, let's get to a little, what are you going to say something?
I saw something on I just went to confirm here.
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you Von Miller and Stephon Diggs have the same amount of tackles this year?
Oh, well, yeah. Vaughn hasn't played much. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, he's had all the injuries. Yeah, it's been a terrible signing.
3.
Yeah.
I had to go I was like, wait a minute. Look at this.
He's an old man coming off a knee injury.
I know.
Or was it Achilles? I'm forgetting.
I can't remember which one, but he's
either one,
11 games.
I know, but he's there for pass rushing. And if he doesn't get to the quarterback, he's not really going to do anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just blows my mind that when you look at it, it's like.
Yeah. All right, let's go to music history. On January 4th, we start off in 2004 where Ray Davies of the Kinks. I never got to see the Kinks, man. Sucks. Of the Kinks was shot in the leg in New Orleans. The Waterloo Sunset songwriter took a bullet as he pursued 2 men who stole his girlfriend's purse at gunpoint. Not very smart, bro. It's at gunpoint. Let him take the purse, dude. You're Ray Davies. Buy her another one, man. You made a couple of bucks in your life. In 86, Thin Lizzy's bassist, Phil Lynott, died in an intensive care unit of Salisbury Infirmary in England. His kidneys, liver, and heart failed due to blood poisoning and multiple internal abscesses caused by drug abuse. He was 35. It's a shame. He had an enormous addiction problem. And obviously, that's what claimed his life. 35, like it's a joke. In 67, the Doors released their self-titled debut album. In 1970, on this date, The Who drummer Keith Moon accidentally killed his chauffeur by running him over. Moon, who never passed his driving test, was escaping a group of skinheads after a fight broke out in an English pub. Keith was a little crazy. In 73, the Allman Brothers announced through Rolling Stone magazine that bassist Lamar Williams had been hired as the replacement for Barry Oakley, who had died in a motorcycle crash in 72. In 2001, Madame Tussauds in London revealed that Oasis singer Liam Gallagher had come third in the most hated characters list of exhibits, behind Adolf Hitler and Slobodan Milosevic. In 2001, singer Jerry Rafferty passed away at the age of 63. Baker Street, way down in Baker Street. I love that song. Baker Street is such a great song. Love that. That is a terrific tune by Jerry Rafferty. And then on moving on down the line or something like that was that other song of his, right? That is so good. The sax in Baker Street. Wow. Awesome. In 2013, longtime Anthrax guitarist Rob Caggiano left the band on amicable terms so that he could work on other projects. And that's what happened today in Musica history. Let's go with birthdays. We mentioned before that Don Shula was born on this date in 1930. We lost him in 2020 at the age of 90. We got some other birthdays here, which, by the way, they didn't have Don Shula on this list. Victor Wembanyama, Wemby, is 20 years old. Isaac Newton, the physicist, was born in 63 on this date, died in 1727. Coco Jones, movie actress, is 26. Let's see. Emma Mackey, actress, is 28. Labyrinth, he's a music producer. He's 35. I don't know who he is. But anybody with one name, I figure, has got to be pretty good. Tina Knowles, fashion designer. She is 70. Derek Henry, monster. He is 30 years old. Let's see who else. Chris Bryant, baseball player, is 32. Tony Cruz, soccer player, 34. Colin Sexton, basketball player, is 25. And James Milner, soccer player, is 38. Those are the folks celebrating birthdays on January 4th. There you go. So Tyreek Hill's fire started with a kid, huh? That's so twisted, man. Kids will do it, man. We're all guilty. Fish, thank you for the love on the super chat. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin donation, which those are my favorite donations, the Bitcoin donations. Let's go with Fish. Happy New Year. Oh, you need to sit McDaniel down and show him hours of film of Don Shula in-game decisions. If Tua can learn from Marino to live for the next play, I have faith you will get McDaniel to make the right decision. Fish, the twisted part is we all know McDaniel's super smart, and the potential is there, dude. Like, it's all there. It's our best coach we've ever had since Shula. But you can't keep making these stupid decisions. You just can't. You're burying your team. You're supposed to make the decisions where you put all the players most of the time in positions to be successful. He doesn't do that. In this last game, he put Jeff Wilson in a position to fail, and he put Tua in a position to fail in that first interception with the 2-minute warning, hurrying something up that did not need to be hurried up. Right there, you put two players in positions to fail. I think there's another one in the game that I can think of. I'm just brain farting right now. But, you have to do better as a coach. Have to, man. He went for the 2-point conversion too early with that deficit. Yes, sir.
Dalvin Cook looks like he will be signing with the Baltimore Ravens,
of course,
per his agency.
Yeah, I figured that. When I heard Baltimore, Dallas, he's going to Baltimore. They're a run-oriented team. He knows he's going to get some carries. So, makes sense. In Dallas, they have their back, and he might be a little complimentary, but in Baltimore, they actually need a back. And Gus is not really as dynamic as Cook can be. Gus is more of a power runner, whereas Cook will have a little bit more shiftiness, which is what they were missing from Keaton Mitchell and the other kid before him that got injured, the draft pick. What's his name? Whatever. Anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about. But they're shiftier, and Gus is not a shifty guy. Gus is a north-south runner, and there's not a lot of wiggle in that room. What do you got? You got the mic there.
Well, I grabbed it without even thinking about it, but
yes.
Alex Winley tweeted out personal news this morning. GRV Media announced layoffs, and unfortunately, the Inter Miami beat was axed. How do you axe the Inter Miami beat? That's going to be one of the top.
GVR.
GRV.
Oh, GRV. What is GRV?
I guess whoever she was writing, what she was doing her stuff for. But Inter Miami now is going to be one of the top MLS teams. Why are you?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what all is involved in GRV Media. I'm not going to sit here and say I know what GRV Media is, but to me, that probably would have been the beat you want to keep for going into next year.
Yeah.
But
by the way,
Alex Winley, I'm sure she said she's a free agent. She will land on her feet.
Oh, she'll land.
She's tremendous.
She's good, dude. She knows her stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So, break. We don't bring people on.
I just found it. Yeah, I found it odd that you're axing the Inter Miami. When I read, I was like, wait, maybe I read that wrong. But Inter Miami is going to be the team that you're going to be talked about worldwide. Probably come up this year.
Maybe they think they could just do generic stories. You know what I'm saying?
AI.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. AI. Right. That's it. By the way, that was the first time you had to lower for me to cough. So maybe I'm coughing less. Because when I went, you didn't lower, but this is the first time I coughed in 2 hours. Actually, the first time. So now maybe I'm turning the corner finally, because I know it's going to stay with me for a couple of weeks, probably another week of it, and then it can go. Oh, seems like luck is right behind finding a franchise QB when it comes to winning a championship. Injuries have decimated this team once again after what looked like our best chance of winning a Super Bowl. Yep. Yeah, man. So many injuries. Big O, why does Reason sound? I don't know. I'm Willie. I like Reason personally, so I don't know what your beef is with him. He's a good dude, bro. I'm not here to bash on Reason. He's a good dude. Just when I thought the Jets couldn't look any dumber, well, they're the Jets. Watch them lose to the Dolphins in the AFC game. Cook is going to wish he signed here from the get-go. Have you ever eaten at Shula's Steakhouse? Come on, bro. Of course. Many times. No, I have not eaten the 48-ouncer to put my name on the wall. I could never do that. I've never been that guy. I'm the weirdest fat guy. I can't sit there and have a big, giant meal. I'm the fat guy that eats throughout the day. That's what it is. So I've never, just in case if that was a question, because the whole Shula thing is you take on the 48-ounce porterhouse, right? I think it is. It's a porterhouse. And then you get your name on the wall if you finish the 48 ouncer. You know, I've never had that stomach. There's no way I could do that. I'll eat a 12-ounce steak and, whatever the sides come, and I'll be, dude, I'm full. I'm good. Those people that can eat a 48-ounce steak, that is nuts, bro. Hear me out, Big O. A Chan reason for optimism. Good teams need to overcome injuries. Fang needs to change his diapers, adjust and reload. McDaniel needs to coach better. Fins up. Keep the faith, Big O. McDaniel will deliver our first AFC East crown since 2008. I hope so. Peter German, thank you for the love on Venmo. 2 questions, Big O. 1, why is it that the DBs look so confused about whom to cover? That's because they don't understand the scheme still. So imagine how lost Cam is if the guys on the field are still kind of confused. Seems they don't know their assignments and never blanket. 2, when will we get off this Tyreek crack train? Well, remember, it's not Tyreek's problem. He's not the problem here. It's McDaniel. And then he's put it into Tua's head. And so then Tua then ends up forcing it to Tyreek and then sometimes forcing it to Waddle when Tyreek's not on the field. And they've got to do a better job of calling plays and spreading the ball out a lot more. So the Tyreek dependency, this is why I brought up the subject that in hindsight now we look at it, right? Tyreek, 2,000 yards, that is stupidity. Why? The workload you're putting on the man. Look at him. He's broken down. He was in a boot watching the fire.
That actually turned into a bigger story, at least for ESPN, because everything turned to, wait, he's in a boot on his left foot.
Well, do you watch him, you idiots? Like, he's injured. Watch him.
Well, also
he struggles to get up at times.
Yeah. Did you know you were talking about Chris Brooks earlier? He's in a boot on Hard Knocks in the front row.
Oh,
he's got a boot on his foot, on his lower foot.
See, so that's why we haven't seen him. See, that's why we haven't seen him. That's why the last couple of weeks I've been going, yo, what's up with Chris Brooks? The thing is that team does not talk about injuries. Okay? I can sometimes get some information out of there. Sometimes I get a lot of information out of there. But notice how with injuries, it's rare, bro. It's hard, man. They don't really want to talk about injuries. And that's why I just, and I kept asking. I didn't. That's a good eye on your part. I got to go back and look at that in Hard Knocks. Oh, Omar got it? Okay, good. Nice job by him. Yeah, okay. So that's why. Because Chris Brooks could have been used here, bro. I like that kid. He looked good, man. He looked good. Ricky says, Big O, do you think he called me Bagel? But I figured he's trying to say Big O. But I kind of look like a bagel, so I get it. Big O or Bagel, do you think the Dolphins could sign Dominique Sue? Oh, you mean Indomicons? No, I don't think they're signing him. I reported that already, that after their meeting, they're not signing him. Okay. Larry in Columbus says, Big O, do we not have the players for Fangio's scheme, or are some of our defensive players overrated? No, I think you have most of your players, but the problem is you're in your first year. And remember on offense, they made even more mistakes last year. Well, this year they've made less mistakes, and that's because more of them know the offense. So that will happen next year. You'll have less issues because more will know the defense, because you'll have a lot of them in their second year in the defense, and they'll be much more comfortable. Okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So now I have my answer. Now I have my answer why we haven't seen Chris Brooks, even though he's come off that injured list. He's really not healthy enough to really play. And that's why they had him run out there at the end of garbage time to get a couple, 4 carries, I think it was he had. You know, that sucks. Yeah, Dalvin Cook is chasing the ring and the bling. That's Achan? Okay. Okay. Oh, it was Devon Achan?
I totally messed that up. I'm sorry. Yes, it was Ed Chan. I'm sorry. I looked at something else, and it's Ed Chan.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It even says in Omar's thing is Devon Achan.
Well, then I'm really impressed with Devon Achan.
Yeah, yeah. Because the whole thing was they were trying to figure out, I think, with Omar's point was they weren't seeing him in the locker room.
Oh, Achan.
Achan was not in the locker room when the reporters were coming in.
He's probably getting treatment.
Because he was getting treatment. I'm sorry. I put another statement that was made about Chris Brooks. I apologize.
I'm still
that was all
on
me, not on if anybody tries to.
I'm still wondering on Chris Brooks why the hell he's not playing. To me, it's if he's healthy, he should
and
be
thank
playing.
you, Alan Alvarez, for correcting me.
Nice job by you, Alan. What else? Dolphin fans in Miami seem like a weak group. Ralph, they're all over the country. You know what I mean? At the Chargers, that was half the stadium was Dolphin fans. Go to New York, and there were a ton of Dolphin fans in the MetLife takeover. Fans are fans, bro. You know, when your team constantly is a letdown, they kind of get tired of it, and they'd rather take the money. That's all. Lots of fan bases are like that. Fans are fans. That's just the way it is. Now, if your team is normally really good, then you're going to keep the tickets. But unfortunately, the Dolphins haven't been really good. So you're not going to get that. You're going to get people that will sell their tickets. That's just the way it is. But they travel like crazy. Did you see how many people made the Pro Bowl? How do you think that happened with Dolphin voting? You know how many of them made it, even as alternates? That's not easy. That means the Dolphin fan base stepped up. You know, but I get it. Fans like, what's this guy's name? Ralph Harper. You guys say a lot of stupid shit. You know, it's just kind of the way it is with fans. You're fanatical and you just say emotional crap and you never really think about it. You're rarely objective because you're a fan. That's all. So you're probably a fan of something else, and then, the Dolphin, and then go look at it. I was at the Hall of Fame, okay? Outside of Cleveland, Miami kicked everybody's ass. Jets, Cowboys, both had 2 players in there. There weren't more. Put it this way, Cowboys and Jets fans combined did not get to the Dolphin fan base at the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? So, as a guy that's been working this for 33 years and communicates with fans, our fan base is actually one of the stronger fan bases. But Miami consumers are not stupid people. If you don't entertain us, we're not coming. That's just kind of the way it is. You know, we live in Miami. There's beaches and there's keys and there's plenty of things to do at night and restaurants and clubs and bars and all kinds of stuff to do. The entertainment dollar is very competitive in South Florida. And so that's just the way the fan is. It's a fan that has a lot of choices. And if you're not entertaining, you're not going to get ahead. And right now, the Dolphins have lost the trust of the fan base. They haven't gained the trust of the fan base. They haven't earned it. So you get what you deserve. Look at the Marlins. They get what they deserve. They can complain all they want. They're their own worst enemy. Look at the Panthers. They finally got new ownership. Viola and Sifu have been strongly dedicated to this team for, I think, nearly 10 years now, right? I think they're around 8 years, around there. They have signed everybody. They have kept their stars. They have traded for stars. And now their arena is packed every night. They did what other owners couldn't do. That's because they actually committed to entertaining people. That's how this franchise, this town is. And they went where? To the Stanley Cup. Where are the Dolphins going? They go nowhere. They never go anywhere. And so until you earn the trust, that's just the way it goes in this town. Too many things to do. It is what it is. They'll show up, but you got to earn it. That's just the way it is.
We're the only fan base that caused a commotion at the Hall of Fame.
At the Hall of Fame, yeah. We're the only ones that caused
We blocked it all up.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh, you want to hear this stat about the offensive line?
Yes, sir.
Backups for the Miami Dolphins account for 47% of Miami snaps. Winning teams average 16%.
Yep.
No other winning team more than 27%. The Buffalo Bills only had 4% of offensive line snaps taken by backups.
Luckily, we can coach offensive linemen. And nobody mentions that Tua plays. He had a hell of a year, and half the time he has backup linemen in front of him. That's freaking amazing. He's awesome.
This is Chris Kaufman.
He does a good job.
Does a great job. And he also put in here, just because you said that, he said, I once said Miami's offensive line was the exhaust port in the Death Star. I was wrong. Dolphins lead the NFL in offense anyway. I doubt any QB other than Tua could pilot this offense and get what he's getting out of it. Credit to offensive line coach Butch Berry as well for getting these guys ready to be next man up.
Yeah, I've been crediting them all year that they've gone 10, 11 deep. I've been giving them love all year. They've gone 10, 11 deep. They've done shit with the offensive line that you and I have never seen here in Miami. Ever. Big O, you do not look like a bagel. You hear me? You're a saint. As a matter of fact, I'm having a statue of you made in front of my house, like Marino at the stadium. Baker Street was the shit. Winding your way down in Baker Street. Another crazy day. Dead on your feet. Yes.
No, go sing.
Go ahead.
So they even went as far down in this report on the offensive linemen to look at the amount of snaps the offensive line, the backups took in the losses.
Right.
At the Bills, it was 33%. The Eagles was 58%. The Chiefs was 40%. The Titans was 78%, and the Ravens 63%.
Wow.
Snaps taken by backups against those teams. Those are our 5 losses.
There you go. That's crazy, man. Crazy. Man, a 20-ounce steak would be tough. Yeah, no, I could. He'll laugh at a 20-ounce steak, but me, I cannot. Karoon says, I'm a Magic fan and a Dolphins fan, and I think Magic fans are way worse. But again, okay, he finishes off, I respect Fins fans for wanting to win now. Magic fans are way too patient on players. They've been injured for years. Yeah, but the Magic also, they never do anything. Now, the day they start really accomplishing big things, that city is going to go nuts for them. I mean, they get great support and they do nothing. Can you imagine if they actually, I get it, in that town there's nothing. There's the Magic. That's it, right? That's the only pro team they have. Unless we go to Arena, I don't even know if they have the Predators anymore. It was the Predators. It was the Tampa Bay Storm, right? It was, right? That's how it was, right? I think. So, yeah, it's the only pro team in town. So it's all you. Oh, no, they have Orlando City, MLS. And they, by the way, they support the shit out of that. Yeah, and they win. But hold on. To their credit, they packed it in for the USL. That's how they got the MLS team.
But it's a winning product. It's a product that.
It was a good product. Yes.
Not a product like what the Orlando Magic does.
Right.
They don't just throw 5 guys out there and dress up 10 more so they sit on the bench.
Right. No, I got you.
Try.
Right. Yeah. No one said that shit during the Shula years in the Orange. I know, man. I know, Larry. Dude, I know how it is in this town. That's why I gave the Panther example. Because the Panthers had an empty arena all the time. Now, not anymore, baby. Because you got real owners. They've gone to the playoffs 5 straight years. That's no joke anymore. Now you have become an elite team now in the NHL. Now you're going to the playoffs all the time. You know what I mean? So you got to do that in this town. Andy says Bitcoin will be at 1 million per coin by the time the Dolphins are healthy. Some bad breaks this season. I still bleed aqua and orange. We will always bleed aqua and orange. Always. What did Carlos? What happened with Carlos?
Big O, do you think Greer needs to go if Finns fail to win at least one playoff game this year?
My brother, he just read stats about backups and everything, and they're performing. This is the best talent we've had in over 30 years. The front office is not the problem. So let me ask you something. The Kansas City game, was it Chris Greer that dropped the touchdown, or was it Tyreek Hill? Was it Tyreek Hill that fumbled for the 7 points, or was it Chris Greer? This past week, did Tyreek Hill drop the touchdown or Chris Greer? Was it Chris Greer that decided to rush the play before the 2-minute warning, or was it Mike McDaniel? Is it Chris Greer that doesn't win the challenges, or is it Mike McDaniel? I must have missed that. Is it Chris Greer's fault that they had a 14-point lead and gave it up in 3 minutes to the Titans? No. He's given them the talent. I get it. You're one of those guys that wanted Chris Greer fired, and so now that you're wrong, you're trying to bring it back up again. The two and the Chris Greer guys are the most obvious people out there. Okay? Chris Greer has done a marvelous job, a elite job. Okay? Now, if this fails, I'm talking about McDaniel, the knock on Chris Greer will be, bro, you're struggling with coaches. You can't find one. You got Flo, and now the McDaniel one didn't work out. I'm not saying that yet, because we still have another year before we get to that mess, if we ever get there. I hope not. But Chris Greer has done a marvelous job. The Laramie Tunsil trade and the trade with San Francisco, that alone should put him in the Hall of Fame. Those are two of the greatest trades maybe in Dolphin history, outside of literally trading for Don Shula. And still, that's different than this kind of trade. Because these trades, he got so much mileage out of those trades. It's ridiculous. The Shula trade might be the greatest trade in Dolphin history, but the amount of players and picks that he got out of those two trades. So at this point, let me explain it this way for all of you out there. Okay? When you tell me you think Tua can't play or that Chris Greer can't pick players, I just want you to know the first thing that comes to my mind is you have no idea what you're talking about. Just want you to know that right off the bat. Okay? Like, the second you mention that to me, I basically think, yeah, this guy has no freaking clue. So, just so we're clear on this, I find it to be incredibly stupid to be picking on Tua or Greer. That's kind of the way I look at it. Like I said, play the Dolphins when they're full strength. Would be nice. I just wish we had them full strength sometime. So, let's see. No, but there are all going to blame Greer for hiring McDaniel. That's what I said. It's exactly what I said. So, give McD a chance. It's only his second year. I'm not firing him at all. I never said fire him. I said, again, listen, pay attention. if the same issues go on next year that have gone on now for 2 years, you will be asking him to get fired. Okay? We are a year away from all of you wanting him fired. You don't know that yet, some of you. Some of you are already kind of thinking it already, or kind of a little frustrated with his in-game decisions, but he has so much potential, you have to give him a chance. Next year, by this time next year, if we're having the same issues, slow finish and losing out, and you fade out again right away, I will be taking all the hate from all of you out there. McD's not the guy. McD's not the guy. McD's not the guy. We got to get rid of him. It's coming. That's why I'm telling you, this year is enormous for him. He better fine-tune what he does. Okay? So, bottom line, this season is a total waste with anything less than an appearance in the AFC Championship game. You know what, Christian? I'm not even there. I need a win in the playoffs to make it at least a decent season. I don't need obviously I want him in the Super Bowl and I want him winning. But if I'm going to like put the bottom barrel of what's acceptable, a win in the playoffs. Get me to the second round at least. At least do that for me. If you can do that, then I have to say at least it was a pretty successful season for McDaniel, considering all the injuries and everything else that went on. If he still found a way to win in the playoffs, one game at least, I could be satisfied with that. Is it the perfect? No. I would like an AFC Championship game, sure. I would like a Super Bowl appearance. I would like a Super Bowl win. But considering where everything's at, injuries, everything, you get me a win in the playoffs, and I can feel a little better about McDaniel. Because then you have done something pretty impressive for me. You great example. Spo last night. So last night you watched that game, right? And you're like, damn, dude, the Heat and, way Jaquez played, Jovic and all that stuff. And at the end of the game, after they won, you look at Spo and you go, man, this is a heck of a win. Now, were you surprised? Nobody was surprised. If you're a Heat fan, anything Spo does not surprise you at this point. Am I wrong or am I right here? I'm 1,000% right here. Why? Because Spo is a badass. I don't know how smart some of you are, but he's the best coach in the NBA. Period. End of story. But you expect it from him. You expect him to be able to beat somebody with less because he's a great coach. He is truly a great coach, a great in-game coach, a great preparation coach, a great head-to-head matchup guy. He plays chess all the time. Most everybody else is playing checkers. Eric Spoelstra is the best head coach the Miami Heat have ever had. I've said that before already. His career it kills Riley's in the Heat. Riley is better overall because of the Lakers and the Heat and the Knicks. But the Heat organization, he's the best coach we've ever had. Nobody's accomplished more than he has. It's not even close, dude. Riley's never done better things than he did in as a coach. Not even close. I've seen Spo do shit that Riley never did. That's how good I think of Spo. Okay? And that's where I need to get McDaniel. So if you can beat Kansas City in that first round, okay, it's not the AFC Championship game, but let me tell you something. Considering all the injuries, everything that's gone on, you go to Kansas City and you win that game on the road, I'm going to say, okay, That's the kind of stuff I need to see from my coach. Because I see it from Spo all the time. I need to see greatness from my coach. And greatness is winning with this kind of an injury-riddled team. That would be pretty impressive. I can't expect him with this team now where it's at. I mean, Tyreek's not even 100%. So you don't have your other receiver, and your best receiver is walking around in a boot when he's not on a field. Think about that. Just marinate that one there. The man's on a boot before he gets on a field. You saw him last week when that one time where he was on the ground. It was like he was in some discomfort to get back up again. That dude's a tough son bitch. I don't know what he's playing with, but he's playing with something. And it ain't good. So I can't, in my right mind, if I'm really objective, there is no way I can expect an AFC Championship appearance or a Super Bowl appearance from this team where it's at right now. But if you give me at least a victory against Kansas City, I'm going to say it's a pretty successful season. I'll be fine. I'll be all right with it. I'll say, okay, McD showed me a little something here. This is the kind of stuff that I need to start seeing more often from him. But if I see an unprepared team and they get walloped again and they get walloped against Buffalo and then they get embarrassed against Kansas City, then I'm going to say, boy, 2024 is going to be really important for Mike McDaniel. I hope I don't get to that point. I really do. All righty. Let me see here. What else do we have? Okay. No super chats. We thank David Furones. We thank, of course, Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, who masters this entire platform every single day. We thank all of you out there. Anybody that sent in a super chat, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. You can send it anytime. Neutron is at $1.32. Yeah, baby. Where's Bitcoin at before we go out? We are at 44,538. It is going up and up and up. All right. Thank you all out there. As always, we will see you all tomorrow. We'll be in studio tomorrow. We're not going to be on the road. Appreciate all of you out there. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Oh, by the way, we thank Mr. Brunetti. We thank Steve Calabro, all the great people out here that make it nice and easy for us, as always. Appreciate it out here. Great people at Hialeah Park. Oh, forgot to tell you. Forgot to mention it. Remember, we mentioned it earlier. You got the no regret first bet $100 if you already have a Hard Rock account. When you have to go to the Hialeah Park website for this one to get the free 100. When you open an account, use a different phone number or a different email than you use for your Hard Rock. If you have the Hard Rock and you use the same email or the same phone number, you're not going to get the $100. So, use your wife's account or something, whatever. But there you go. So you can get the 100. Go to the HialeahParkCasino.com website. Use our QR code. That'll take you right to it right there if you want. All right. Free $100 bet. Hialeah Park, baby. A little sports wagering for you. Sean, thank you, sir. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. bright and early. Thank you.
This is the Big